Hey everyone, this is Jeb Graham with Metcalf Partners Wealth Management, and this is a Metcalf Money Moment for this week. Today we're going to talk a little bit about estate planning and avoiding the probate process. Why would you want to avoid the probate process? The main reason is because it can be a very lengthy and it can also be a costly process for your beneficiaries in the event of your death. A lot of people think that by getting a simple will and naming who is to receive certain assets that it's going to avoid the probate process, and that is not the case. In order to avoid the probate process, the first way is to put a transfer on death or a TOD on your accounts. What that is essentially just naming a beneficiary on your accounts. You can also do this on your home, on your cars, and on other personal assets. Now, when you have an IRA or a 401k, you're required to put a beneficiary on there. On your taxable non-retirement accounts, you have to make the effort to put that transfer on death or TOD on there, as well as your house, as well as your car and everything else. When you do that, it avoids the probate process and it goes directly to your beneficiaries. The next higher level way of doing that is to do what's called a living trust. When you do a living trust, it's essentially kind of like putting a TOD on there, but you get to name the beneficiaries of the trust. And then you can also put stipulations on the money and how it's used and when it's used. So if you're giving money to a grandchild, let's say that's 3 years old, and you don't want them to really get the money until they're 25 years old, well, you can put that into the trust and create stipulations on how they inherit that money or that asset. The next higher level up would be what's called an irrevocable trust. Now, this is typically used by wealthier people that are trying to get money out of their estate to save money on estate taxes. So typically what happens there is you can set up an irrevocable trust. An irrevocable trust, unlike a living trust, has its own tax ID. So it can be taxed as its own entity. And then basically when you gift money to the irrevocable trust, after 3 years, those assets that are gifted to that trust are considered out of your estate. So when you pass away, it's not part of your taxable estate, and you can save possibly some estate taxes if that is an issue for you in your estate. So I would always say consult an estate planning attorney to find out what's the best option for you, because it matters kind of how large your estate is and who you're giving it to and how many beneficiaries you have, and they can give you some advice as to what would be the best option for you. This has been a Metcalf Money Moment. Hopefully your advisor is talking to you about this type of thing. If you don't have an advisor, we'd love to visit with you.